Hey yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to Annie Recapped. Today we bring you The Legend of Jade Sword. Before we get to it, do subscribe to Annie Recap to find more awesome animes like this on your feed. With that said, let's get to the show. The episode begins with a young guy who looks kind of miserable and is having a conversation on the phone. His name is Ji Ning, and it's revealed that he's breaking up with his long-term girlfriend. He finds out that she has been cheating on him with a millionaire and ends up their 5-year relationship. Suddenly, his boss arrives and hands him his salary with some additional money because he doesn't want Ning to become sad. He gets overwhelmed by the surprise and later leaves the office. It is revealed that Ning has been working part-time in a cyber cafe to meet his university expenses and his father's debt. While walking on the road, he notices a little girl running in front of a truck and rushes to save her. Consequently, he gets hit by the truck and kicks the bucket in his heroic effort. However, his spirit leaves his body and he walks through several bridges until he comes across a guardian spirit. The guardian spirit informs him that he has been summoned by the Lord of Tsui Palace and takes him away. In the next scene, he meets Lord Tsui, who yells at him for dying so early. He shows him the Book of Life and Death, which states that he was supposed to live for 98 years. He asks Nin the reason for dying 80 years earlier and states that he is breaking the rules. However, Ning blames him for his death and tries to use this as an opportunity to get back into his world with loads of money. Unfortunately, Lord Tsui tells him that it is impossible to send him back and that the rules of life cannot be changed. Nevertheless, he gives him the option of reincarnation as a form of compensation. Firstly, he offers to reincarnate him as a great general, but Ning declines it because he doesn't wish to be a general for a lifetime. Secondly, he offers to reincarnate him as a great genius, but he declines it again. Lastly, he offers to reincarnate him as an emperor, but Ning states that it doesn't match his personality and declines the offer again. He requests that the Lord Tsui reincarnate him as someone with unlimited money, zero responsibilities, and an easy lifestyle. In the next scene, he informs Ning that he must cross the bridge of life to reincarnate. However, he has his doubts about Lord Tsui lying to him, but the other reassures Ning and he leaves. Ning meets Meng, who instructs him to take the elixir of forgetfulness to reincarnate and start a new life. While observing the elixir, he begins to recall his childhood memories of his previous life, and suddenly a beast appears from the water. Meng orders him to run away, and he throws the elixir of forgetfulness to cross the bridge of life. Later, she meets Lord Tsui and tells him that Ning's presence caused a fight between two dragons from different worlds. However, he states that from today on, the three worlds will no longer be at peace. In the next scene, we see that Ning has been reincarnated as a prince. 15 years later, Ning has grown up as an arrogant and indiscriminate prince. After finishing his food, he goes out for martial arts training with his two servants, Chiu Ye and Chun Cao. His mother and father are worried about their son and decide to visit him later. In the next scene, Ning is relaxing instead of training and states that he already trained 2 hours earlier. On the other hand, his mother, Yu Chi Snow, tells his father, Yi Chuan, that their son lacks discipline and leadership attributes. He recalls a flashback in which his younger brother, Yi Lie, told him that Ning lacks the skills to inherit the position in the West Prefecture. Moreover, he expects Yi Chuan to do justice with the throne. The scene then shifts to the present, and Yi Chuan tells his wife that he intends to send their son to Kunlong. He believes Ning is a prodigy with exceptional talent and spiritual power, but lacks the work ethic to reach his potential. Therefore, going to Kunlong will help him fulfill his potential earlier. Later, they visit Ning, who instantly pretends he's training vigorously. However, his father knows the truth and orders him to stop pretending. Previously, his father never allowed Ning to train outside despite him being a prodigy. However, he tells him that he is arrogant, unwise, and doesn't know the value of hard work. He wants Ning to grow up and allows him to train outside on the condition that he defeats the demon beast. The scene then shifts to the battlefield, where Ning faces his enemy, a snake beast. The beast is slow and scrawny at first, but after its shackles are removed, it transforms into a huge monster. The beast attacks Ning, but he successfully dodges it and calms himself. Afterwards, he tries to attack the beast with his sword but fails and gets hit by its tail. The beast attacks him repeatedly, but he manages to hold his ground. Yi Chuan gets impressed and states that his son's strength has surpassed his imagination. Ning successfully manages to attack the beast with his sword, but his attacks do not penetrate through its thick skin, and he gets blown away again. However, he gets up and uses the crimson aura of the 9 heavens to slice the beast. The snake beast transforms into its ultimate form, and Yi Chuan throws a sword at Ning. He uses his blood to activate the mystical weapon, and it transforms into a jade sword. Afterwards, Ning successfully manages to penetrate the snake beast and kills him. In the next scene, we see a winged snake furious at the death of the beast snake by Ning. A soldier informs Yi Chuan that a demon snake is marching towards the fortresses with dozens of smaller demons. Moreover, he is shouting that he will take revenge for his son, and suddenly a winged snake appears above the battlefield. The winged snake roars at Ning and shouts that the Ji clan will pay for the death of his son. The scene then shifts to Yi Chuan and the others, who get surrounded by dozens of smaller demons. Yi Lie tells his brother to rescue Ning, but Yi Chuan has already left to save his son. Nevertheless, Yi Lie kills the smaller demons with ease, and the others also destroy them. In the next scene, the winged snake attacks Ning, but he dodges his multiple attacks easily. He then launches a special technique to attack the winged snake, but it proves ineffective. The winged snake counterattacks him, and Ning loses his arm but doesn't give up. He uses a healing technique to reattach his arm and tries to run away. Suddenly, his father interrupts the battle and helps Ning escape safely. In the next scene, the winged snake tries to escape from Yi Chuan, but he launches a magical arrow to slow him down. He follows the winged snake on a magical bird and launches multiple arrows from close range. Fortunately, Yi Chuan inflicts damage on the winged snake and he falls into the water. Unfortunately, many citizens were killed by the winged snake during the invasion. Ning and his brother walk through the ruined city waiting for Yi Chuan. However, he believes that it's their fault because they killed the son of the winged snake first. His mother states that he's emotionally weak and advises him to control his emotions. In the next scene, Chiu Ye informs him that Chun Cao's father has arrived and wants to meet him. He requests that Ning let him take his daughter back, as he believes that Ji clan isn't safe anymore. Chun Cao resists because she's ready to die for her prince, but Ning orders her to take refuge in her village. Later, he meets his father, who gives him the Amulet of Persecution, a magical object. He instructs him to break the amulet whenever he is in danger because it will show him Ning's location. However, he advises him to stay within the range of 10,000 kilometers because the amulet will not work outside this range. Finally, he orders him to train outside as he believes that Ning is immature and must increase his intellect. Ning leaves, but his mother is worried about him because the winged snake is still alive. In the next scene, the winged snake appears above Chun Cao and her father. Ning walks throughout the forest with Bai and Chiu Ye. She tells Bai that they've entered the region of the Azure Sky Snake, which is a dangerous place. However, he doesn't seem to be worried at all and lies down to relax. In the next scene, Ning finds a nest of hatchlings, but suddenly a green snake scares him away. He falls and meets a girl laughing at him, which annoys him. However, the girl suddenly transforms into a green snake. Somewhere else in the forest, two sorcerers are scheming to trap the Azure Sky Snake, and they hear the snakes growling. They follow the voice, and it is revealed that the young girl is Azure Sky Snake fighting Ning. Azure attacks Ning, but he easily dodges her attack, which surprises the sorcerer named Ironwood Jan. The fight continues, and Ning tries to calm down the snake, but she breaks his ribs. However, he heals himself with a magic technique, and they begin to clash their swords. A fierce battle between Ning and Azure continues. However, they accidentally fall into the treacherous trap of Jan. Ning somehow escapes the trap, and suddenly Jan's fellow transforms into a beast. The beast tries to gain the upper hand over Ning, but he runs away from him. On the other hand, Azure Sky Snake orders Ning to run away from Jan because he is an advanced Xiantian expert. However, she gets tortured by Jan, who wants to make her his spiritual beast, but she resists. The scene then shifts to Ning, who becomes furious and meets Bai. He advises Ning to control his aggression and imprudence. However, he requests Bai to save her. Much to his surprise, Bai tells him it is part of his training and disappears. Ning calmly sits down and begins to meditate, finally developing a special technique. The day ends and Ning masters the water flame lotus flower technique. A wolf tries to attack him, but it gets killed into pieces by the power of the water flame lotus. In the next scene, Azure Sky Snake continuously gets tortured by Jan and doesn't give up. Suddenly, Jan notices a special energy and decides to follow it. Jan, accompanied by the beast, follows the energy and leaves Azure Sky Snake to die. Following the energy, they get surprised to find out that it was coming from Ning. Jan tries to test the power of the lotus and throws a rock at Ning, but it gets penetrated instantly. Afterwards, he uses a magical rope to rip off a tree and throws it at him again, but Ning destroys it. Jealous of the power of the Ji clan, Jan decides to kill him. Ning displays another technique called the Crimson Diagram of the Nine Heavens, which surprises Jan. According to Jan, Ning has mastered this technique in the elemental realm, the pinnacle of perfection. However, since Ning is about to break through, the beast believes he's at his weakest moment. The beast tries to take advantage of this opportunity to finish Ning and rushes to attack him. However, Ning quickly uses the Crimson Diagram of the Nine Heavens to grab him and grind him into pieces, shocking Jan. To avoid death, Jan begs him to spare his life and requests that he make him his disciple. Afterwards, disgusted by the previous actions of Jan, Ning calls him a coward and doesn't wish to spare him. Ning gets furious at the fact that Jan didn't even respect the death of his disciple. To defend himself, Jan tells Ning that human emotions have to disappear on the path of cultivation. However, Ning shows him no mercy and kills him by using the Crimson Diagram of the Nine Heavens. Later, he meets Bai, who praises his judgment and advises him to keep it up. The next day, Azura Sky Snake thanks Ning for saving her, but an argument begins between them that causes them to part ways. In the next scene, Ning, Bai, and Chiu Ye are traveling when suddenly Azura Sky Snake interrupts them. She tells him that even though they don't see eye to eye with each other, she still wants to pay him for his kindness. Suddenly, Chiu Ye notices that they're approaching Chun Cao's tribe, but it is on fire. All of them rush towards the village to see what happened, and later, Bai notices the embers of the winged snake's breath. Chiu Ye notices Chun Cao's body lying on the floor, and everyone rushes towards her. Unfortunately, it is revealed that she is dead, and Chiu Ye begins to cry helplessly. Ning recalls a flashback in which he thought the winged snake wasn't wrong, and begins to laugh hysterically. Later, after burying her body, Bai tells Ning that only the strongest individual can protect their loved ones and erase all the evil. Ning asks Bai if he can challenge the winged snake in his current state, to which he replies negatively. He believes it'll take him 3 years of hard training to defeat the winged snake, but Ning is impatient. Bai offers to fight in his place, but he declines because he is the one who initiated the problem in the first place. Suddenly, Azura Sky Snake says she knows a way for him to get stronger in much less time. Azura states that in the Lake of Winged Snake, there's a place known as Bright Heart Island. On the island, there is a time tunnel that can teleport him to the retirement site of the immortal Sui Ha. Sui Ha is an immortal who trained for thousands of years and is equal to a deity. Azure tells him that the cave of Sui Hua is dangerous and deadly, and it is up to Ning to decide. He decides to visit the cave and orders Bai and Chiu Ye to return to the clan. Bai accepts his order and decides not to interrupt him. Ning leaves with Azure, and together they pass through multiple forests to reach the Bright Heart Island. Upon reaching the island, Azure tells him that the winged snake hides under the lower part of the lake, but he is currently away. Ning enters the cave and finds a sign that states that the one who passes the 3 tests will be awarded the prize. Suddenly, the first test begins, and a golden armored soldier appears before him. The enemy multiplies himself into numerous soldiers, and Ning begins to slash them one by one. He slashes multiple soldiers effectively, but they grow back. He uses a special lotus flower technique to kill them all at once, only for them to regrow again. He notices that there are 81 soldiers, and all of them work as a single unit. When one receives a wound, it is felt by all the others, and the soldiers are made up of liquid metal. He realizes he just has to keep killing them without any breaks, and the magic force of whoever is controlling them will break. The scene then shifts to another spirit beast who's been observing Ning. Later, Yuchi Snow gets impressed by her son's capabilities, and Yi Chuan tells her he always believed in him. Ning has been blessed, and his only weakness is his lack of commitment. Suddenly, he notices that he's unable to sense Ning's jade sword, which worries Yuchi Snow. In the next scene, Ning passes the first stage, but gets tired and decides to eat some food while the spirit beast observes him secretly. Ning is meditating in the cave when suddenly the spirit beast interrupts him. It is revealed that he is Ning's enemy for the 3rd test, which surprises him because he didn't clear the 2nd test yet. The spirit beast states that it has been thousands of years since anyone entered the cave, as a result of which the guardian of the 2nd test committed suicide. However, he tells Ning he'll not let him pass easily and attacks him instantly, which flies him away. He offers Ning compensation. If he's able to tear his skin a little and make some blood flow, he'll accept his defeat. Ning gets excited and divides his sword into 2 and attacks him with the lotus technique. However, he fails to land a scratch and the beast blows him away with ease. He attacks him again with another water flow technique, but nothing happens. Impressed by Ning's heavenly abilities, he begins to cry and tells him he can't take it anymore and he'll end his life. Ning notices that his nails are celestial weapons and takes his hand to scratch him. The spirit beast gets happy with his defeat and calls Ning his new master, which shocks him. And this cliffhanger concludes our recap for today. Will Ning be able to defeat the winged snake at the end? What do you guys think? Do let us know in the comments, and I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Also, don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe to Annie Recap for more content like this on your feed. With that said, we'll see you in the next one. Peace!